Have you ever found yourself snapping at someone for a minor annoyance, only to realize afterward that you hadn't eaten in hours? This isn't just coincidence or a lack of willpower. It's a biological phenomenon commonly known as hanger, that irritable feeling that sneaks up on you when you're hungry. But why does hunger have such a profound impact on our mood and behavior? To understand this, we need to explore how your body and brain react when they are low on fuel. When you eat, your body breaks down food into glucose, a simple sugar that's the primary source of energy for your cells, especially the brain. Your brain, although only about 2% of your body weight, consumes roughly 20% of your energy resources. As you go longer without food, glucose levels in your bloodstream begin to drop. This means less fuel for your brain to function at its best. As glucose levels decline, your brain starts sending signals alerting you to replenish your energy stores. Initially, you may notice subtle cues: a growling stomach, a slight dip in concentration, maybe a mild sense of discomfort. But as the deficiency continues, things escalate. Your body activates survival mechanisms designed to ensure that you seek out food fast. One key player in this process is a group of chemicals called hormones. When you're hungry, your body increases production of a hormone called grelin. Grelin does more than just nudge you to open the fridge. It also influences your mood and behaviors, ramping up your sense of urgency to eat. Alongside this, your body starts reducing the secretion of leptin, a hormone normally responsible for signaling satisfaction and fullness. But it's not just the hunger hormones at play. Your brain begins to interpret the lack of glucose as a threat to survival, triggering the release of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. This stress response can heighten irritability, anxiety, and aggression, all designed to sharpen your focus and motivate you to seek food. From an evolutionary perspective, this makes sense. Our ancestors didn't have supermarkets or food delivery. They had to hunt and forage for their next meal. Quick, decisive action and increased sensitivity to threats were advantages in securing food before it was too late. Cognitively speaking, low blood sugar can impair your self-control. The parts of the brain responsible for regulating emotions and decision-making, especially the prefrontal cortex, require consistent glucose to operate smoothly. As glucose dwindles, these systems become sluggish. The result? Your ability to manage irritation, think through reactions, and suppress outbursts is compromised. That's why the tiniest mishap might suddenly feel overwhelming when you're hungry. Social scientists have even studied this phenomenon in laboratory settings. In one notable experiment, couples were given either a sugary drink or a placebo, and afterward, their willingness to cooperate and their levels of aggression were measured through various tasks. The findings were clear. Those with lower blood sugar were significantly more likely to react aggressively and less likely to show patience toward their partners. Even simple irritations became potential flashpoints. Wider studies have shown that hunger can change not only how we feel, but how we perceive the world around us. You might see neutral faces as more hostile, be less responsive to positive experiences, or fixate more on negative details. When you walk into a room and someone says something innocuous, your hungry brain might interpret it as criticism or hostility, amplifying your sense of annoyance. There are also cultural influences at play. Modern society often encourages people to ignore their hunger signals in pursuit of productivity, dieting goals, or social obligations. But suppressing natural hunger cues doesn't make the biological drive go away. Instead, it can build up, causing a greater crash in mood and energy when you finally reach your limit. Another interesting connection lies in neurotransmitters. These are chemical messengers in your brain that regulate mood, focus, and overall mental health. Serotonin, dopamine, and norepinephrine, all of which help keep you feeling balanced and stable, are influenced by the nutrients you eat. When you skip meals or go long stretches without eating, production of these neurotransmitters can falter, leaving you more vulnerable to mood swings and irritability. High-protein, high-fiber foods can help regulate energy levels and support a calm, steady mood over time, because they slow the absorption of glucose and keep you feeling fuller longer. On the other hand, consuming lots of sugary or highly processed foods can create spikes and crashes in blood sugar, increasing the likelihood of irritability when the inevitable crash comes. Beyond individual biology, hunger irritability can also impact relationships and group dynamics. In settings from family dinners to workplace meetings, conflicts are more likely to arise when people haven't eaten. Studies link increased criminal behavior, traffic accidents, and marital disputes to times of day when people are hungriest, for example, mid-morning or late afternoon, just before scheduled meals. Knowing all this, is there a way to avoid hanger? The most obvious strategy is, of course, not to let yourself get too hungry. Eating regular balanced meals and snacks helps keep your blood sugar stable. If you have a busy schedule, keeping a piece of fruit or a healthy snack on hand can be a game changer, staving off irritability before it starts. But there are also psychological tools you can use. Learning to recognize early signs of hunger and proactively address them can prevent emotions from spiraling. Mindfulness techniques and stress reduction strategies can help you pause and check your mood before reacting. Sometimes, just acknowledging to yourself or to those around you that you might be extra sensitive because you're hungry can reduce the chance of an overblown conflict. Finally, remembering that hanger is a shared human experience can foster empathy for yourself and others. If a colleague snaps at you, or you find yourself uncharacteristically frustrated with family, consider whether hunger might be part of the picture. Sometimes, the kindest response isn't a debate, but a snack. So the next time hunger-induced irritability emerges, know that it is not simply a personal failing. It is a deeply rooted biological signal designed to protect you, a nudge from your body and brain to refuel, regroup, and stay balanced. Answering that call with a healthy meal isn't just good for your body. It's the key to a calmer, happier, and more harmonious life.